What do you mean, yes? Just yes? Like, that's it? Just yes. That's the plan. Just yes. I see. I see. Well, that happens. Well, I mean, you know, if that's what it takes, then just yes. Yes is fine. How are you, Larkham? How's everything? How's the weekend? I guess it was a weekend because it's Monday today. So that, I think. I did the thing that I said I would do, right? I now, Dash, welcome back. How are you? How have you been? Everything is black and white. I'm in black and white now when we are here, which is what I wanted. Camera's black and white. The shadow is at the bottom here, roughly, is black and white. Background is in black and white. And then, and I move there, we have color. Back in the 90s. Weekend was okay. Weekend was okay. This morning was annoying as fuck. I had like a Pôle emploi meeting because they, with the new laws and the new thing that I need to do, what they need to do, I need to work at least 15 to 20 hours per month, I think, on finding a new job. And I don't want to. So I still need to. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You're surviving good. Good. Well, the start of the year was kind of shit. However, the end of last year was pretty good. Since the last time you were here, I released an app myself. I like kind of like coded an entire app on my own to learn Japanese. That's the thing that I kind of built, which is this magnificent creation, and it works, and it's working, and I'm happy with it. It does what it's supposed to do, and all of that. But yeah, I've done that since last year. So that was released at the end of last year, and I started building the Android version at the end of last year. It was a bit of a mess, but it was fine. And then this January 10th, roughly, I released the Android version for beta testing. It needs to still go through, I think, 5 days. So basically, this weekend will be available on the store for all of the people that have an Android phone. It is right here. It's the same. And so that's the plan. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty cool. As someone that doesn't have any code knowledge, that's a pretty impressive thing to do. If I do say so myself. So other than that, the start of the year was okay. No illness like last year. No new brain damage, so I'm fine with that. The thing is, I don't have any income other than Twitch, which is not really an income for me. It doesn't give me more than like $100 per month, which is not nothing, but it's not much. And that is kind of sad. So I kind of need to find a job, which I don't want to do because I would rather sell the app that I have made, as in have users that buy the subscription and the thing that is inside, than having a full-time job. But I don't really have a choice, so I need to do that. So yes, this is the RSA thing. and yeah, the RSA thing is gonna go away probably, because with their requirement right now, the French government has passed laws, which is weird because I thought the government kind of imploded or dissolved itself, but also I don't watch the news nor consume French news. I'm more aware of what's happening in Japan or what's happening in Germany and the UK than what's happening in France. That's, you know, you know, that happens. So other than that, I don't know what happens. And apparently, I would need to prove that I'm making an effort, that I'm like putting the hours into finding a job in France, which means from what my um, helpers, I don't know how to call them, the people, the French government people from France Travail, are telling me that I need to put in the work of 15 to 20 hours per, I think it's per month. I doubt it's per week. If it's per week, I will kill them because 20 hours a week of work is basically a part-time job, which I get. I understand they want me to have a job, but still, like, that's crazy. Anyways, so that's the thing. Advisor is the right word. Yes, thank you. I think it's per month, and so you need to prove that you are making or taking like workshops, training, boot camps, things that basically make you better at your job to find like a position, something. So we'll see. That is a bit of a mess. And the new advisor that I had today, because the previous one kind of got fired, I guess, was extremely aggressive, which is kind of bad. Kane, hi. Old too. I'm still older, so I'm fine. But I hope you're good. I hope you're good. Um, but yeah, like she was not willing to listen to what I had to say, and basically only trusted what was on the screen, which was the opposite of the truth, which was really weird. Like I had with the previous advisor, he made me go into a training session. And in that training session, we had 10 spaces or 10 seats available for people to take and participate in that training session that was across, I think, 2 months. And during that meeting that I did, the introductory meeting, he said, we have 10 spaces. You are currently 15 in the room, meaning that we have 5 people that needs to like decline staying. And we will just write that as we were not enough. We didn't have enough spaces. Therefore, these people had to decline taking that training. And on her, that new advisor that I have, on her computer, it was written the opposite. Like there was not enough people showing up, therefore it was dismissed, which is the absolute opposite than what happened. So that was the first thing that kind of pissed me off. And then the second thing was I had, this was like for a skill training or skill, how's the word for bilan? Skills checkup, I would say, type of thing. And she said you didn't complete the skill checkup. I said, no, I did complete the skill checkup. It's just different because the one that I did was better than the one that you proposed to me. And she was like, no, 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 you didn't. Like it's written there that you didn't. And I showed her like my receipts of the 3K that I paid for my skills checkup that I did on my own. I said, no, no, I did it. And it's written there and it's on my profile that I did it. She was like, no, 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 you didn't. Shut up. It's just so weird. So very French of her. And I really didn't like that. And so that's really bad. We'll see if I can change the advisor, because this one is not going to help at all. The previous one was really helpful, which is probably the reason why he got fired. He was really lenient onto ensuring that the people that were with him were at ease and like pleased with his not training but like follow-ups and all of that. And she seems to be very quota driven, where she needs to have a certain amount of people that she's having advising, and then moving on to a job. So that's a thing. Like, she really wanted to put me into training sessions and other workshops that exist and that are gonna happen. So yeah, that I don't like the French, so we'll see. It at some point the shit will happen. But yeah, other than that, weekend was okay. As the title implies, I built two apps. Technically three, technically four, but that's not during the weekend. During the weekend, I built two new apps. I built a desktop app and a mobile app that is on my phone. The mobile app I dissolved and built it again on the web to see if it was better. It's still broken, so I'm not talking about it. The first one is okay. It's just more complex. Like, it include live streaming video and mic across the network. So it's using like API and packages that exist, which are made for that. So that makes sense. But it's just really, really weird. As in, on Saturday night, I fixed something, everything was working. I pushed to Git, I checked it out, it worked. On Sunday morning, everything was broken, and I didn't change anything. So I don't know how that happened. But that's a story for Stony, I guess. You mean this? Do you think you have the same? Sounds pretty cool. I like this one. It's a neat sneak one. It's simple. Yes, I did that, and I don't know how it happens, why it happens. I think my brain has shifted into, if I have the need for a specific thing, I could build it myself, even though there is probably someone else that has done the thing. But that way, I have something that I control entirely. So again, that is a very stony thing to do. So we'll see about that. But yeah, the other thing that is kind of sad is the name of the app that I took from my brain and built the entire thing in was already taken on the App Store, and I figured that out when it was kind of ready. So yeah, kind of sad. I mean, technically, the job advising in France is non-existent. They are there because it's required, and god damn it, like it needs to happen. Legally speaking, it needs to happen, but they do nothing. They don't really help. They have a platform on which the companies that are on there are the desperate company, and they see the people that are on there as the desperate candidates. So the candidates don't want to work with these companies that are really in need of people, but they are not willing to pay them. And the companies are looking for people that they cannot pay, so they go to the desperate ones, which is the people on that platform, and they still see them as nothing. So there is no balance and there is no respect on both sides. So it's just, you need to go there, legally speaking, to ensure that you still get like the money that the government is giving us. But yeah, Dapshi, hi, welcome in. How are you? How have you been? Other than that, it is not that good. Okay, it's okay. It's not that good. Yeah, but yeah, but I agree that it's better than some other places, as in I don't even I don't know enough about Japan specifics on job finding to know if they have like a system like this. I don't think they do. I know that the US doesn't entirely, or does have one, but it's like a paid service, so that's no good. I don't know about Italy, but you're telling me that it doesn't exist, so that's a fun thing to have as well. And yeah, it's a bit of a it's a bit of a mess. So that happens. And we'll see if I can find something at some point. I really have two options. The option one is the easier one, which is finding a company that pays me not much, but I'm still willing to work there. That's, kind of hard to get, but it's not impossible. Then the other option is to have my freelance business work, but I also don't want that. I just want to get paid without having to work, usual thing. I've been working for so long. I need my retirement now. I, hey, that's what I need. But no, I have sent like messages to some of the yeah, no, that's not a thing. I have sent messages to some of the company that I kind of need to work with or could work with in France, which are agents, if that makes any sense to you. Like basically people that would do the work that you don't want to do in order to find you clients and things, and they take a commission on the overall package that the client is paying. Usually these agents are negotiating the prices, negotiating the rates, the projects, the things based on your profile and what you want to do. So a friend of my sister is working with an agency. She is like an illustrator, so obviously it's different, but it has like real good potential. And as she said, like she has had her agent negotiate prices that she wouldn't have dreamed of in her life. Like she was like, "You sure that seems like a high amount?" No, no, no. That's a regular low ball kind of thing. We could go higher if you want. I was like, okay." So yeah, like basically having some. She's an illustrator again, so it's different, and she's working like high tickets perfume brands and other really cool companies. But yeah, she had like clients at 45K for an illustration package. Uh, that's a pretty good thing. So I'm not gonna be able to work with the same agency because that agency is mostly for illustrators, but you know it exists, and that specific agent is taking 30%. So obviously, the greater the price tag that they put on a talent that they have, the greater the cut they take. So it's in the interest of everyone to have a high ticket. It's a good thing. So we'll see. We'll see if that takes off. If I have any response, I doubt it. And then I applied for other things, but I don't know. It's really weird. I think I talked about that on Twitter last week. I kind of showed you that, but not entirely, but kind of. um, the that point right there doesn't help me anymore. Like the fact that right now the works that I'm doing are basically native, not designed code embedded stuff. And then the only time that I'm using and utilizing Figma is on stream. When you have a question and I have to show you something, I use Figma. Otherwise, I kind of don't, which is kind of weird to me. But with that in mind, I can't entirely showcase my work anymore because the amount of thing that I would be able to showcase is gonna be, well, we have this, and we worked into the design here by changing these values, for example, and ensuring that instead of being 64 by 64, they were like 72 by 72, and like these make no sense for someone that is looking for a designer. So because I have the mindset of a designer but not the mindset of a dev, and right now I'm having more code related stuff made directly, it is way more difficult for me to showcase and present what I can do, meaning that I can't really have shit like this shared. I mean, not entirely, I can, but I can't really have like a presentation of a design that has been created unless I'm screen recording the design itself, which seems weird because I can't really create transitions and like comparison designs. So I don't know. I would be doing shit like this, which is fine, but I I have questions in my head, and we'll see if at some point these questions find an answer. I doubt it. But yeah, all that to say, showcasing my work is complicated right now. So I think that's something that Kat said at some point in the right now on Can, right here, the ability for me, or the ability for me to showcase the app in the website itself is only through screen recordings, and I can't have cool illustration bento grids things that contain parts of the app, because the parts of the app that I could showcase don't exist in Figma. So I would need to redo the work in the design, either in Figma or either directly in Framer or in code immediately, I don't know. But I would need to do that again, which for me it seems like a waste of time. Not that it really matters. The app is out and I can share it, which is enough, but it seems weird. So I don't know. I'm in a weird place. Let's say that. Okay? Okay. But yeah. Dapshi, I don't know if I want to join you. I'm not saying no. I am not saying no. But I think it depends on the type of work you have. I would need more details on the product that you have to make more sense to me. Like that's what I need to ensure that I kind of know what you're doing. But yeah, it's a weird thing. It's weird. We'll see. At some point, I will either die or have no more money in my bank account, which is really soon. Kind of. But it is really soon for me. Yeah. I figured that I'm spending 3 to 5K a month on average, mostly on food. Kind of. Not entirely, but kind of. I think I'm saving up, like I'm investing 1K per month, usually, and then I'm eating for 1.5, and then the rest is just other activities. It's kind of crazy. Which lately, again, since I have no income lately, I've been spending almost nothing, but I'm still spending a lot, or a lot more than I should, which is really sad. I really need to figure that out, which is what I've tried to build yesterday and today. The app that I tried to build is kind of money related thing. I'm still vague because it doesn't exist yet. So until it's done, tell none. You know, the usual thing. But yeah. How's the Larkham? How's the illustration, wedding cards thing? Terrakin, hi. Welcome on in. Welcome back. And how's the all that? Does it still exist? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Terrakin, how was your weekend? How's you? That's the question that I should ask. Yes. Yes. How's you? We've had some half news. But has been some places in Japan that have seen onsen water, like the volcanic water that they use for public baths and all of that, that are basically sipping through some of the roads in some of the northern part of Japan. So they have seen like basically a bit of a puddle of water that they didn't really understand how it just popped up. And then it turned out that the puddle of water started to basically steam, and so it is, or it was, a bit of a weird thing to see. And there were straddle. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for the likes on YouTube. I appreciate that. I don't know what it means, but I appreciate it. Welcome on in. So yeah, that was kind of fun to see, at least. And as always, it's kind of fun for me to just follow the like the live news in Japan are kind of really interesting right now. They are just Trump related. Like the only thing that we have in the news are, or in the live news at least, are the live Trump inaugurations and all of that. But like all of these things, to me at least, are really interesting and really good for learning practices, because you have NHK Japanese, which is the highest level of pronunciation, highest level of tonality and speech patterns, like most of the thing that you will have in reading, listening to these news is going to be extremely good, because you basically have the quiz English of Japanese. That makes no sense. But you have the Japanese, like the top level Japanese to listen to. And so all of these pretty useful for me. The thing that I don't like about it, it's on repeat. Like they have 3 to 4 segments that they are showcasing, as in they have this event that happens. They talk about it for like a hot minute. Pax, hi, welcome back. How are you? And then when that's done, they go through the next element, like the next event that they are talking about in that segment, and then they go to a third or fourth one, and then they go back to the first one, and it kind of loops 3 to 4 times until an hour is passed or 2 hours are passed, and they can move on to the next segment, which means that they are half live but still alive. Like anything that is weather related is half live, as in there is like a 5 to 10 minutes delay, and anything that is event related like this is pre-recorded, and it's just a video that will go through, which is an interesting way of having the news said to be live. To me, I don't know. It's not. It's half. The half live is pretty accurate to me. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. I don't know what they're talking about right now. I don't have sounds, but you know, interesting content. Anyways, all that. But yeah, there has been like a lot of Good things. Indie learning for last week's. We did that on Mondays, as you know now. L bracket L's in the titles are for learning days. The learning of last week was kanji characters that we had to do. I had to practice for Saturday's test. I did 14 out of 15. I did good. I'm cheating, but I still did good. I'm saying I'm cheating because you have the ability to look at the material while you are doing the test, and looking at the material basically contains the entirety of the sentences that will go in the test itself. I think I showcased it in the previous streams. Let me see if I can just open the fucking thing. No, you can't open it. God damn it. So slow. So in here, for example, which is my lessons, in the last pages, there, I have the kanjis that I need to learn, or the kanjis that I need to kind of, yeah, practice, know for the test. And then I have these sentences right there that will be usually these ones. So as you can see, these characters that are underlined are basically, I mean, as you can see, as if you could read that, basically that character in hiragana right here is the exact same character that we have here. Like these two, that is read as regi, and therefore, if I'm practicing and learning the kanjis, I will have the readings next on the next page. So during the quiz, usually what happens is either I have regi and then parentheses to input the kanjis themselves, or I have some kanjis and I need to input the hiragana to showcase that I know how to read things. So that's the overall test. I don't know if this one has them as a preview. Not this one. Maybe the previous one, which I don't know if I have. Yeah, basically that. So right here, for example, I have like 3 kanjis. I need to fill that blank with the hiragana reading, and then here I have kosaten, and I need to use the kosaten character, which is like right there, meaning that. So I would have kosaten somewhere in these page, and so you need to fill out the blanks. So with my ability during the quiz or test to read these things, because they're on my desk for everyone, like everyone is allowed to, it is pretty easy. I made a mistake. I misread something and I miswrite or miswrote a kanji. Because basically it was written in hiragana and my brain read it and thought it was the kanji that I was reading. Therefore, I wrote it in hiragana, which basically it's as if I saw Michael and I typed Michael with Ma-I-Ko in the same characters. Just, I don't know why my brain said that, but that's what happened. So, you know, shit happens. It's fine. It's fine. And right now, the thing that I don't like is that the new lessons that we have is not boring, but boring. You know what I mean? Where most of the content that I have, I should just load this one as well. Right now, we are using something as water particle or mole particle to express like the minimum of something or surprise based on something that someone else said, which is to me, it's a weird thing to learn right now I feel like this is more of a colloquial, like, way of speaking thing to learn rather than something that you need to learn with a textbook. But that's a me thing. Again, that's usually a me thing. And we also about to, so I kind of loaded the other one behind. We have like a bit of a test that is, or an exercise, I would say, that is the requirement of, what is this? 160, 160 something. There? Yes. Like this one. Again, I know you don't read that, but still. These sentences, as in, if I'm reading that sentences right here, is Tanaka-san wa eigo ga dekinai. Design question is whenever. It's usually on Friday, but if you have a design question for today, please ask. I mean, design question will remain the topic of everything, but it's just like Mondays are usually for learning something. I will push onto me learning Japanese because that's kind of the point for me. But also, it could be learning a new tool. It could be learning how to do something in code. So if you have a question specific, please ask. Please ask. But yeah, like that example. So re means example. This is Tanaka-san wa eigo ga dekinai, or yeah, dekinai. And then the goal here is to redo the same sentence, meaning Tanaka-san wa eigo ga dekinai rashi. So I just need to add rashi at the end. So the entirety of that exercise right here is 彼はアメリカに恋人がいるらしい. That's it. And that's the exact same thing for all the sentences, which is why I'm saying that it's kind of boring and not boring at the same time. Like, it makes no sense to have like a full exercise like this. There is no exceptions, or at least from what I've learned so far, there is no exceptions. There is no thing that they will never be just adding rashi at the end, meaning that any sentence that I have that I can think about, I can just have rashi at the end to have the meaning of rashi, which is, I don't know, it's weird. It is a weird thing. And then the other previous thing was the janai or iyo. And iyo is a weird thing. It's the same as un, un. In Japanese, if you just say it's yes. If you say it's no. And it, that's a bit of a weird thing to have. And so iyo is kind of the same thing. You have iyo and iyo. So the intonation and the sentence, the emphasis on the I, the emphasis on the yo, basically define if it's like more of a positive or negative sentence. Which is weird, but it's also like something that you pick up while you're speaking with other Japanese people. So yeah. Anyways, I have two pictures. One is the wall that I sent you. I have a second picture, which is the logo. I want to carve it in the wall of the room. Is it possible? Yes, it is. You sent me a picture? I don't see the picture. I know which one you're talking about. So the answer is yes. 100%. It is feasible. Yeah. You can 100% do it. The goal, let me make sure, is to take that logo with the box and the loot lift and the underline. or just the top section and carve it in the wall? Which one is it? But it doesn't. Oh, the gym logo? Where is it? Did you remove it? I don't think you did. Well, basically, god damn it. Oh, I killed it. Basically, you have your container and you want something to be carved in. If you want to carve in something into something else, it's specifically for you. You have like the light source that is around here. Like you have this, that's your light source. And what you did is you have somehow something that is basically like this. A bit less, I think more like this. That is your light rays. I'm calling that the light rays, right? In the whole glory of what it is, that's a light ray. Okay? Okay. So your goal, or at least what you're saying, is you want to have you want to have this element inside to look like it is carved into the background. The only thing that you need to do, let me zoom in on the UI so that you can see that better, is add a drop shadow. First drop shadow is going to usually take the color of the light. So right now for us, it's pure red. So that's really simple and really easy to have. It's going to be at the bottom, and you want it to be like kind of not too much. Usually I also do it like a bit less, like inside the spread, but that's just a me thing. You don't really care about that. It's just a detail. This is basically to say, well, this bottom section is highlighted by my light source at the top. And then because it's carved in and not carved out, I have a secondary option that is going to be an inner shadow that's going to basically give me that difference in between the wall and the bottom of that carved in thing. So with that in mind, I can just then change how much it is, if it's like really carved in, if it's really deep. I can change all of these things to ensure that it kind of works. And it will work with almost everything. Like you don't really need to make any really, really cool changes, like just an inner shadow at the top to give you that kind of deep thing, and a highlight at the edge on the other side to make sure that the people understand that yes, it is lit at that end, like that point. That's about it. If you want to make it like kind of more realistic, cat, hi, welcome on in. Happy Quads Day. You can have another effect, which will be a layer blur, and that layer blur itself is basically going to make it as if the divot and the sides of the elements are kind of rounded. It's just a subtle thing. Right now I'm having like a blur of 4, which is a tad much, but you know, just a blur of 1 can help. And again, the light source color, red, right now is kind of wrong. Usually it's going to be kind of white, to just highlight that element. That gives you basically all of what you need. You can also duplicate this inner shadow right there to make it like a tad more subtle, like make it 2, for example, with a blur of like 4, and that will give you a bit more depth at the top. So that's basically it. Figma will shadows on the image if background transparent or rectangle. If you're using an image and not an SVG, you may end up with the same issue, but that's basically what we did on Stoney's login screen, I think. 1 second, it needs to load. I forgot, I think it's in the logo. Yes. So basically what we did here, which obviously these are SVGs, so that works. But when we had images, we also kind of use that. So these are not SVGs. These are the same effects. The thing is, the image themselves are have styling. So to get that kind of carved in effect, we had to change the image exposure to the minimum to be as black as possible, the saturation to the minimum to be as black as possible, and the highlight to the minimum to be as black as possible, so that it is basically a black outline, and we can use the drop shadow to kind of work with that content properly and have like these effects work through. And it's the same thing here. Like this one is an SVG as of like, and this one is a reproduced SVG based on tracing the image, not by hand, but it works as well. Obviously, if you have an SVG, it would be much better, but if you don't, it will work. With that one and that one, that's basically what I'm saying. It works the same way. So as long as you don't put the effects on the container that contains the image, like the thing that is above, like the parent container, should be good. Then yeah. Also, as long as you don't do a negative spread, like as soon as they do like positive or negative spread, you can see how it's just making it on the container itself, and it's not what we want. So yeah. That doesn't change anything for you, just change things for me. But yeah, we did that. It's very simple and it works like almost every time. The difference, or the thing that is kind of complicated, is if your wall is kind of white, you need the white highlight to be a bit stronger, which I don't like. I feel like it's unnatural to an extent, but it is unnatural overall. So, you know, like that drop shadow in white is currently at 100%. If it was something like yeah, like 24 might be better, might be easier to have a subtle effect. But in order to have it work in both direction, like in here and on the light mode, you kind of need to have two different values. So it's not the best, but it works. But it's an option. So yeah, that's it. That's about it. The only thing that I could say as a potential thing would be to get this background to be a teeny tad bit darker than the initial background. So that's the first thing. And then if you can, I would have the like darker background here and potentially initial background at the bottom. That it creates that kind of gradient right there that basically tells your brain, oh yeah, there's a difference in between the top section that is like darker because there is a shadow, and the bottom section that is highlighted and has like light bouncing from that edge of the shape. That, again, will only be achievable if you have an SVG. If you are using an image, it's going to be kind of more complex to do. It's not feasible, but it is annoying and not the easiest. So yeah, but that's it. And that's the base. It really is that simple. That. I mean, I get it, but it is that simple. It is that simple as well in code. That's the thing. Like it's, yeah, it is. Mhm. That's wrong. I'm doing that very wrongly. I shouldn't. That's fine. And again, you say for you in code, it's easier. Um, the the code outputs that we have, not the Figma code outputs, but like the regular code outputs are pretty simple. It is basically a set of drop shadows uh, on top of each other. You have, with what Figma is giving you, you only have one usually. So what I kind of tend to do for code, when I need to have the same effects, I'm splitting my elements into multiple elements. So for example, here, if I were to say, well, this is not necessary, if I wanted really to define or split this in code, I would have my background, my top inner number one, my top inner number two, and my bottom inner, my bottom. So that is just going to be my background, so no effects at all. And then here, I'm not going to have a layer blur, that's for sure. I'm not going to have a linear background, like that's not a thing that we want to have. The thing is, when you remove it, you kind of lost or lose all of the effects. So you kind of need to keep it at like 1% just to have the effects. And usually when I know the color of the initial thing, I'm keeping the same colors so that when it overlap each other, it's fine. But I'm just going to use that. And so these two are going to have, like this one is going to be just the first. This one is going to be just the second. This one is going to be not just the third. And that, these four layers, if I combine them, I'm getting the effect that I had a second ago, but just split it. So for you in code, it's just one shape plus one shape plus one shape plus one shape. If that's easier to achieve, because on top of an image, to just stack them together might be way easier, and you can do that. I would say, again, the drop shadow and box shadow are different in CSS if you're using CSS. And if you're not using CSS and you're using like native code, you need to split your layers. Like you don't have a choice. It's not a question. Like if you're using iOS or like SwiftUI or Kotlin, stacking shadows is a recipe for disaster, and it will work until it doesn't. Just have multiple layers. It's gonna be fine. Specifically, if it's like for an effect, like just one, you should be okay. And the last thing is if you just want that on your logo, on the logo that is going to be in the background here, maybe not this one, but you know, somewhere, create a PNG. Just make it as a PNG that is transparent. That way you don't need to do that in code at all. It will just work. That's an option, you know. Like if I were to do that, then I'm going to take this as a PNG. Flora, hi, welcome on in. Like this element is a PNG right there, and it works. Like it looks the same. It's a bit pixelated if I zoom in compared to this one, but you know, it's a PNG. As long as you know that the background is not going to change, you should be good. And if you know that the background is going to change, you can just export that as a PNG from here that has transparency. Should be good. Interesting. I guess. Shit. Yeah. Kind of like that. Not exactly, but kind of like that. Are you on macOS, Napsy? I think I shared that before. God damn, that's cute. Not, god damn it. I did say that the logo was cute, yes. That's what I did. So that I'm just gonna make you kind of rage in a way. This is a picture of a thing I drink. Cool. Whatever. You don't really care. You don't really care. But if you're here and you're on macOS, you can just right click, quick action, and then you have this thing right there that's called remove background, and you click it, and it's just it's just good. Like there is no question about it. It is good. It's not perfect. I'm not gonna lie. There are things here and there that are kind of weird there, and here that's because the like yes, I have. How are you, Dust? How's everything? How's the how did you say that? Time to ninja send code changes. I think that's what you said. How's everything? Are you overly caffeinated? You went back to this? But yeah, actually that's that. If you have macOS, you basically have a background removal tool like by default. So yeah. What do you mean I cut out? Did I cut out? My bad. Did I cut out? Oh yeah, I did. I did. I did. I see that. We should be good now. Should be good. I asked how were the ninja drop of atom changes thingies. Dust. That's what I asked. That's what I said. That's what I said. But yeah, this is pretty good. You said ninja changes. That's what you said. Bitch, where you at? There. You said, oh yeah, I forgot that. That. You said that. What do you mean for a hot second? It is. Yeah, makes sense. I'm gonna say that now. Again, I'm saying this every time. Shannon has disappeared from my feed, my life, everything in a day. I don't know how. We used to be like kind of not chatting on the daily, but when she was streaming, and she kind of stopped, and she moved out of everything. And yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's fun that you have her right there, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But, I mean, it makes sense. It depends. I have. No one left, everyone's dead. Yes. It's not true. My mom is still alive, sadly. But yeah. Yeah, it is. I run away from my mom. No, that's not. That is kind of true, but that's not entirely true. I had a bit of an issue with you. I know I should create a ticket. I won't. No, I'm kidding. I had a question. For you specifically. I've been, I'm joking. I've been like building my own apps and things, and I kind of wanted to know from your perspective of someone that built something for OBS for multi-platform. How challenging was it to make it work? The cross-platform, but also like the security, the working with OBS, like how complex was that? You're gonna say very complex. I know, but you know. The Atom app, yes. The app itself. I think the plugin itself is basically you have to build a plugin for OBS, and it has some sort of one singular language, I guess, for like Windows and Mac. It's kind of the same thing. Kind of the same thing compared to like me building the app on, god damn it, wrong button, same button, good button, the app on both platform, like on iOS native and on Android native, like, you know, yeah. That's what I was thinking about because for me, I use native for both. Like I did iOS native for this one and Kotlin native for Android to make sure that I had like the feature that I wanted to have, but also like two very split things, which mean that someone can't be like me and have like an Android and an iPhone, or a Windows PC and an iPhone, which usually that's the case. Rarely, right? Rarely is an iPhone user also using an Android or also using a PC. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Um, I think my idea was to build like some sort of a non-native but like desktop app, either with a wrapper like Electron or something, to have like the Can app for Mac and the Can app for Windows, and technically the Can app for Linux as well. Um, but yeah. Mm, I see. I see. Huh. I guess you all, I mean, technically for you, you also have the issue of Twitch not being like very API friendly. I mean, it is, but it also changed, at least from what I know, changed often. So when you have something that changed somewhere, you kind of need to take it into consideration, change it again, or ensure that it's like up to date, which is one of my point on Atom. I have a bit of an issue. um, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing you probably have a ton of workarounds to ensure that the thing that someone has as an ID can still work, even though it's not like a native thing, probably. But yeah, I get that. Yeah. I've had a thing on Atom that was, I think, not a U issue. I think it's a Twitch issue. There was a bit of an issue with the Twitch not being linked, as in anything that is regarding related to like the raid. When a raid happened, the thing that are supposed to be working through like updating the profile picture of someone or something doesn't really work, and it's currently stuck to Kaleo, which is fine because Kaleo is raiding often. But yeah, like there are things like trigger the action. uh, it just gives me this, which is fine, you know. It's fine, but that, yeah, that, you know. As I say, it's probably like not yeah. The thing is, I'm using this one as an example, which is not really the the issue. Like it used to work. That's the, I mean, you know, that's the thing. It used to work, and then after an update, it didn't. So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's probably it. Huh. I see. I see. But then the anon user is basically just username, right? It's a fair point. I didn't know that because I thought that was optional. I guessed that was a thing. Indeed. Indeed. That's interesting. See? That's a me issue. You're right. I appreciate it. Yeah. Basically, it was using Kelon. That now it will use you as a default if there is fallback. I didn't know that there was a fallback in that, so that's good to know. At least for now, I'm guessing it's the same thing for like other related, like actions. Like if there is no value in the field, therefore it needs to have like a default trigger, which is good to know. Now, I guess you need a design. I'm kidding. I guess you would need, or at least for a dummy like me that doesn't really understand, as you said, how data works and how data checks work, a bit of an underlying text that would say define your fallback values or something in the cog with a bit of a, you know. Did I just? I did. Weird. 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 I'm not hearing anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. I'll probably have the beta build at some point. I'm in there, I think. Testers, users, stuff. So, when that happens. I've seen that you have, I'm guessing through Harris, you've got the own.tv partner. So that's pretty cool. I saw that today when I updated like vertical. I mean, not vertical, multi-stream. Yeah, that's a cool thing to see. Like, I'm happy that it works and that you have partners and other Hap family things. I had like an idea at some point to build like some sort of a stream element replacement, as in a place that would help you build browser source and widgets and things, which is basically what own.tv does. And I tried, and I'm not good enough to be able to make it work. As said, like that widget that I have here that basically just work with people that chat and has the names. That's basically the extent of my ability to have on stream. Other than that, it starts to be complicated. And if I wanted to build like something like a stream element replacement that give you the ability to Like, yeah, I know. That's the thing. I mean, stream element has been there for so long, which makes sense, and they have so many issues, kinda. But they are also building things that are really good. So, or not really good, but like really useful. Um, yeah. It's also I've since I tried or since I started, I would say, to have like other um stream-related stuff in code, it starts to be way easier for me to just think about it and say, well, that can be achieved with just something like very simply, and you could have the thing that I have like here, for example, which doesn't work, but like that element on the chat leaderboard stuff is, I mean, there is the effect from finite and all that, but all of these things are in code based on the activity in chat and all of that. That's pretty cool. That's fun to have. But you know, it's just I remember Draken when we talked about the stream overlay that resize based on the scene. I don't know if you remember that when you basically said we make like a stream layout with media queries that just check if the window is like 1920, it's that like kind of overlay. If it's 1918, it's another overlay. If it's 1919, it's another overlay. If it's 1920 by 750, it's another overlay. And so I thought about that many times to build like an entire resizable, changed just one singular browser source across the entire stream. Again, it's just I can't figure it out. I'm a dumbass. But yeah. Yeah. I think what uh, Andy did lately with the dynamic island activity thing that he created widgets, which is basically what I also have here when someone new chats for the first time um, in a stream. That is interesting, but it's the same. It's the same concept overall. Like it's just taking very basic events and event listener and just having that. But I feel like there is a ton more that can be or have like more interesting things built in. So yeah, at some point, maybe, you know. Like I was thinking based on the battle, like spam battle that I have, if the theme of the stream was based on the active or most active user color. So, for example, Dust is winning on the spam battle right now, meaning that Dust has a purple color, meaning that the theme of the stream could be purple because Dust is the most active. But then maybe Terrakan is taking over at some point, and the stream overlay or the stream themes becomes the green theme because Terrakan has a green color. Like these things could be really, really fun to have, but the implementation, if you think about it, it's either a set and done where the user that want that as a widget is like kind of you you put it in, you set it on OBS with nothing. Like it's just like it's gonna pass your chat and that's it. And then you forget about it. Or you have tinkering abilities, and as you said, it becomes hell for the user unless it's like a very powerful users, and that's not most streamers. Um, yeah, Yeah, it's really complicated. I agree. So I thought about it. I also looked at, I mean, you told me to look at, and I did, Meld for macOS for streaming. They have made a lot of progress. It's still not good enough for me to entirely move to them. And also, it has like a lot of things that just don't work the same, or integration, like with Atom, for example, that just don't work the same. But yeah, yeah, I mean, not respectfully, this is the truth. Most streamers don't um, have a clue. Like I, I take that every time as an example, but like the biggest streamer here on Twitch do not know how OBS work. Like they have set up a stream overlay once when they started, and then maybe they changed it for the holidays, and then they got big enough to have someone to take care of that. And yeah, like the amount of time that I'm seeing things like biggest streamer that has a cool new branding with a cool new overlay and things, and then they want to change like the placement of the camera, and it just breaks the entire branding, and they don't know how to fix it. It's just like, this is a very designer problem. But yeah, um, yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. So it's basically what Andy is doing. Again, it's just like you connect your Twitch account and then you're done. It works, and then you don't think about it. It has the habit access stuff, but yeah, I've done this. Do I have that? Right. Did no. This one, I think. Yeah. Sorry for the flashbang on this one, but like this was a fun thing that I did. It's broken, and the setup to make that work is hell, 100%. But it's a fun thing to have. So, eh, eh. Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. As I think many people are saying that, but like, if not done till none, kind of works. Like I have plenty of things that I've worked on that are not done that I never disclosed. This makes no sense. But it's fun if you have like good project for the future, and it's, as you said, it doesn't exist yet. There is no one else doing it that is really good. I was kind of sad when I saw Stream Element like release the like multi-stream thing that is working pretty good, as Nutty's saying that the start streaming, send everything right away, nothing to set up yourself, is pretty good, which I'm guessing you're probably working on that as well. But you know, that but yeah. I know. And Terraka, no, it will be never disclosed. Like there are things that I have started, worked for it, or worked on it for like 3 months, and then figured out like it's just not good enough, or I find a way, or someone else that done it that is better than what I had in mind, and therefore I just disclose nothing and just put it in the trash or put it in a folder somewhere and just forget about it. Um, like the entire, I don't even know if I have that here, but yeah, the that folder. God damn it, that's the wrong button. That folder here that contains my current active projects um, is just one, and it doesn't have everything because there is a lot of projects of my GitHub project that are just not there anymore. So there's that, and there is also the other code stuff right there, which has a ton of other projects, things. Same here, like all of that. You have seen nothing. You have seen nothing. Goddamn, Dust. Goddamn, you can remove that message so that I don't leak it by mistake, but goddamn. Neat. Good job. I say nothing. Good job. Congrats. That is good. That is good. Yeah. That's neat. That's neat. I agree. And now I agree. Yes. Yes. I think it's really good to have like a good vision, something that is potentially helping most people that are streaming. That is really good. Again, I'm still looking for a job. But yeah, that side of, I think Harris said that in one of his latest video of saying that when he started streaming, he was building things for streamers to help streamers, and that is like pretty good. So that is neat as a motivation to just build things, which is basically what I'm doing. I'm just helping other designers that needs help on design. That's what I like to do, but I also need money. I need to eat. I love my cakes. I need to eat. But but yeah, no, that's a good thing. I feel like it seemed more interesting for me, as in when I kind of started to work on this thing um, for myself, which is what Stoney has said for a long time. But building something that is useful to you as a first point of view, and then being used by a lot of people is pretty good. The thing that I saw last time, which is really sad for me, the analytics that I have were truncated, and so I only thought that we had like 400 downloads or 500 downloads in total. Technically, there is 1,000 something active users. I didn't know that, just because the analytics was set to 30 days instead of uh, 90 days. So we have passed the 1,000 users, and I didn't know. I had no clue. I had no clue. Goddamn, Apple is not really helping with the analytics page. That is for sure. But yeah, again, doing that, and so building that for myself, mainly having like the ability to just practice vocabularies and things that I do care about and I have to learn because I'm still in class and in school for Japanese. that's really useful to me, and it was apparently really useful for other people because I have other active users. Um, so yeah, I do, but it's not necessary. I basically made it so that if you don't mind being bothered every time you finish your lives for a day, you basically don't need to buy the sub, and you don't need to buy coins. Like it's a really weird thing. You have like a quiz with 3 lives at the top, and if you make mistakes, you well, you make mistakes. That's what happened. And so when that happens, um, like you need to buy coins or you need to buy lives. But I'm giving you like enough coins in the beginning to refill yourself. Not 100 times, but like 50. You can have like 50 failed quizzes and still be in the free tier. And every time or every day that you practice in a row, you gain coins. So it's basically an infinite money glitch where you can, per day, refill the entire amount of lives, be good with it, continue being good or bad, and then, that's fine. So, yeah. The pickup on the revenue is really not good. I made, I think, $100 so far. I have 4 active subscription, I think. Subscription are like $7 a month, so that's not much. And yeah, I don't. The thing is, the reason why I built this thing in the first place was because I was annoyed by all the other apps that kind of needs to have, like, it needs you to have the subscription. It needs you to buy stuff. It needs you to be in the paid tier every time to go further. Like there is one app that I kind of hate, which is this one. I don't understand how they like got away with it. But if you are learning any of the letters of the alphabet of Japanese, like the initial letters, the first I, E, U, E, O, which is the first row, is free. The Ka row is free. The Sa row and after, all of these are paid tier letters. And that makes no sense. Like, that, yeah, I don't know. The metrics that I have is the, oh shit, it's conversion rate, isn't it? No, it's not. Well, basically, I have 40% conversion rate when someone, like 40% of the people that comes in the app store and find the app, download it. So that's a pretty good number compared to usual marketing values that I have, but also the app has been live for 3 months. So it makes sense that it's high. Um, you know, like this app specifically, this one, I don't get it. I don't understand how the basic alphabet is set to be paid. Like that makes absolutely no sense in my head compared to other things like other Japanese app makes way more sense. But like this one, Boompo, which is another one that I kind of used, and that like I think the first two things in the alphabet and N5 were like kind of, alphabet is free, N5 first 2 cards were free, and then you need to pay for the rest. But the content is pretty good and it makes sense. So I don't know. On my side, it's just like it's I know that Twitter ads would be really good. The thing that I don't like about Twitter ads is that it tanks your reach for the rest. Um, like, yeah, I tried. So the thing is, the tweet itself has been pretty good. Um, like most of the initial tweets that I had have been really impactful, I'd say. Um, like also yes, 60 FPS have like kind of right there, kind of talked about it, which is really good to have. But also like the initial send, I'd say, has been this one. No, this one. No. Um, I think this one of these like these tab bar shots that I have done that have been pretty good reach, but same thing. It's not that much, and it didn't convert in most stuff. It also, um, like yeah, we can do that. It's also kind of weird to have the not kind of weird, but it's kind of sad for me. When I build these, I was in beta testing form, like beta testing period, and I had a thousand-ish users in the beta testing things. And then, yeah, I think this one. Yeah, this one had like kind of good reach overall, but mostly
Stony underscore Eagle just resubscribed for 34 months. Oh no.
34 months, that's a lot. Stony, welcome back. Thanks a lot for the resub. I appreciate that. Did you change your profile picture? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? But yeah, this one has been pretty good on Twitter, pretty good on Threads, like really good on Threads overall. But yeah. What do you mean you did not? Oh, you mean that? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. But yeah, all of these things for the test lights, I need to remove that. And now, because I'm doing the Android version as well, which is currently in beta testing as well, that, you know, is also interesting, but it doesn't really work organically. I don't have the willpower. Yes, I don't have the energy. Probably, I don't have the knowledge. Absolutely, of what I need to do in order to make it work. Like, what is the type of content that would organically kind of work other than just posting what I've been working on? That's the thing that I'm extremely struggling with. So yeah, I mean, if you yeah, I highly appreciate it. If you have the time, I would love that. But yeah, it's been weird. It's been weird. It's been weird. But I have that. This one has been really good. I'm really sad that it didn't reach out as many people as the previous one, because the comparison between what is on the Android version and what is on the iOS version, like side to side, is really good, at least to me. And that's a, I don't know, I feel like that's a neat thing to see for someone that has no fucking code knowledge. Having the ability to just build that on my own. Has been pretty impressive. Even for my own ego boost and all of that. Highly appreciated. What do you mean? No, you had like a different thing a second ago. Like on the alerts, you had a pink colored thing right there. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. But yeah. I would love to have a chat. She can help. That's yeah. What do you mean? I'm imagining things. We have a reversed ass right there. I appreciate the reversed ass. It's really good. Reversed ass is prolapsed. We don't like that so much. It tickles, you know. Hey. 18 plus streams, you know that. Good job, Kat. That you muted the rest of the entire streams. No, you can't. That's not the point of the app. So I didn't have the draw characters option because it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it is a really cool interactions. It just doesn't exist. As in, if I'm writing the if I'm, I guess, but what kind of works. If I'm here and I need to write E, I need to do this and that count as a success, right? That's the letter, and I need to know that that is it, and so on and so forth. This is like another app. Cool. The main issue that I have is that in reality, the letter for U is supposed to be, in terms of size, is somewhere around here. Like that's the size that I should have when I'm somewhere in the here department. Like that. That it's tiny. When I'm writing kanjis and kana and all that, god damn it, can you focus on that thing? Can you not? You bitch. Thank you. It is tiny. That's all I'm saying. So writing on your phone is the thing that I really have a hard time with, because it's okay, but it's wrong, and you learn how to kind of trace the letters with your fingers, and you will never use your finger to write. You will use a pen usually, so you don't take the same like, no, you can't. You can't use the Apple Pencil on an iPhone. If you could, I would have like a thing if user has Apple Pencil, and you know that. But yeah, it could be an experience for iPad. That's I am in agreement with that. The thing is, again, the output of the size that you have when I'm writing on the iPad to practice, it is wrong. And I don't have, like, I'm not practicing writing, I'm practicing calligraphy, which is when the character is this size, because it's the size of my iPad, and so I can have like all the brush strokes in the right order and the right thing, and it makes sense. But when you're writing and you want to learn with pen and paper, it's easier to have pen and paper. That's the first thing. The second thing is the app itself, even though it has the hiragana, katakana, radicals, and kanjis, these three first tabs in the app, to me, are useless and don't, or are not part of the app itself, or not part of the main app. The main app is the fourth tab, which is the main tagline of the app, being learning Japanese vocabulary you care about, as in, I care about learning Japanese slangs, and therefore I have a slang dictionary that will give me the ability to learn by just doing some quizzes, like Japanese slangs. So Liaju, for example, here, which is like someone who has a fulfilling life. This is Ria, as in real, and then Ju is life in a way, but like Liaju, and then Gyarugo or Gyaru style parley that is really weird and probably in French for some reason. Um, it's some like the same thing. So that is the core of the app for me, and that is the tagline that I'm using, and therefore the first writing and all of that is not the point, at least for me. Right now, what I'm trying to do is have a multilingual content, which is a bit of a mess. But yeah, so that's the point. That's the reason why I don't have writing system on the app. It's because when you're writing, you don't write with your fingers, and then you don't really have like because the app doesn't really have any pronunciation or like listening exercise. It's meant for people that just need vocabulary. Like you want to learn things that you will have the ability to read, not necessarily because it's spoken to you like Duolingo is doing, but it's showing you, oh, that's the word, and you know how to read it because you know the alphabet. Like it's I'm here and I see miru, and miru means looking or to look at or like to see. That makes sense to me. Cool, I can work with that, and I can just practice and say, well, you know what, in the conjugation of things, I can see things. Khalil, hi. See, I don't
TG
even know if
underscore
that works.
Khalil raided my stream with 12 viewers.
Welcome back. Thanks a lot for the raid. How are you? How was your day? I saw you were working on the black and gray, like big ass black text on a gray background earlier, and I don't know what it was. I hope it was good. For those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Away. I'm the helping designer. If you have any design question, feel free to ask, as always. And yeah, today is a learning day, officially, and we've learned I don't have a job. No, that's not true. We are learning stuff about Japanese right now. So that's a gimmick as well, Dust. Like this is a me thing. It has absolutely no effect. Most of the Japanese learner don't like it. No, that's not true, but it's just a weird thing and it works for my head. Like it's right there. Like if you want to learn how to read things, like that's a good trick for conjugation. It doesn't work on Android though. I'm sorry. Did you know? Shit like that. Designing Maddie's website, having fun trying to stick with minimalism. I saw that you were having Maddie's on your stream last week. I think I saw the miniatures and I had like a Maddie's face with all the colors. And now you went black, which is interesting. I mean, that sounds real weird, but yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. The so yeah, that's the thing that I was saying. This is the main part of the app. This is there, but it's not the main part of the app. I still have like how to write the characters, like what are the stroke orders, and if the characters themselves are used in particle for like grammatical use cases. I have that underneath, but it's not the main point. Then this is more important, but it's usually not what people are looking at for in learning Japanese. Like for some reason, One of the reason being the people that were interested in learning radicals, these are called radicals, which is it's written right there. The only person that created an app for learning radicals and understanding how to decompose and cut out kanjis properly did that on Android, and it turned out that that person also liked to um, separate members and cut out people as well as kanji radicals from kanji. So it just love to split things apart, and yeah, therefore that app specifically have been removed from the stores for reasons. Ken, hi, welcome in. So that, you know, it's an important thing to know. But yeah. But having these, having said that, like having the ability to just say, yeah, we'll have the kanji here, and then you have the radicals that are linked to that kanji, so that you can know, oh, okay, so we have like the downward box here, which is just meaning wilderness. I get that, but we also has like this thing at the top, which is dried. So it's dried on top of a wild wilderness box, weird thing, cool. And then we have Ju, which is like the 10th, and the totality of this means house. Okay, cool. Um, so all of that is the thing that I kind of like, but it's not the main core of the app, like the dictionaries. The reason why it's also the main point is uh, uh, it's the only section that is like paid. So the rest of the app is just yeah, like this is also paid, but it also doesn't really work. Like again, if you need to buy coins, you're not using the app, because if you do use the app, you gain coins infinitely, so you can refill the amount of coins you have per day kind of infinitely without having to buy them. Yeah, basically. I mean, coins are basically for me when I'm learning, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, and I'm making a mistake. And so let's say that this is I have like one less life. So right now I have 3 lives, or 2 lives out of 3. I can just buy one more here directly if I wanted to. But because I'm a kind person and no one knows about it, unless or other than the people that have been here in the past, if you make yourself good enough in one specific category, like let's say I'm good enough here, and you know exactly all of the answers, that's pretty good. See, I just gained 6 coins with doing nothings. Um, if you're good enough, right here, if you do a perfect quiz, I'm kind enough to tell you, well, you practiced enough, you know how to do things, and now you have a free life as a rewards for a perfect quiz. So if you make mistakes, um, you know, dang, that's really good. Like it's a bit of a reward, and then it's the if you have all your lives and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna try again to see if I can have a perfect quiz again, so that I can see if I can have like an extra life or something. And then you do that, we'll give you an extra coin. I'm like, yeah, you know, can't give you a life right now. We can give you a coin. And the more things, um, Dipsy, hi, welcome in. How are you? Like if you do that, if you know your stuff, like you know your stuff, and you're like, I want to know my stuff. I have a 25 question quiz. You will get 15 coins at the end if you do like a perfect quiz, which is really good. But also, on top of that, if you have like daily challenge, I know it's tiny and it's not really visible right there, but it's there. Um, if you have like a 25 question quiz enabled, the daily challenges are gonna be more interesting. Like this one is 31 kanji to learn. So that means you need to do 2 perfect quiz basically to gain this daily challenges like rewards, which is 31 coins. And if you do the math and the economics of that, and you do your kanji test and you do shit every time and you don't really pay attention, at the end of the day, if you practice enough and you do enough good answers, you can buy back your 3 lives, like it's 5 coins. You can do that 6 times and still be in a coin positive outcome. Good timing for this one. Like you could be in a coin positive outcome at the end because you've learned enough kanjis. You used all of your coins, so it just went down slowly. But then at the end, you have like a bit of a reward, which is really good. You know, some I like that. I like that. I'm kind. Again, the goal that I have on the app is not to make you buy stuff. It's to make you learn stuff. And if you buy stuff, I'm happy with it. But the main goal is to have the thing to be like, just learn something. And at the end of the day, I want you to know your kanjis, your radicals, your hiragana and katakana, and then your vocabulary, of course. But the main point is anything past the 1000, I think it's right there. No, it's not right there. It's way lower. It's about here. Yeah, right there. That anything under that is $3, $4, kinda. It depends on your currency, obviously. But then, you know, if you don't want to be a radical, well, you don't need to learn your radical. It's fine. It just won't help. Like it's really useful to know. I know you were joking with that, but it's really useful to know that this radical for entering or starting something is used in a lot of kanjis. Like here, for example, it is at the top. And you can see how it's squished and in flat, and that's how it looks. It's used here, but you can also see that it's used. Let's do this one. It's used here, and this is like really visible that that's the radical itself. And knowing that this is like entering, cool. And then the other one is the wood. And so if you enter the wood, that's kinky. This is spout or floodgate or penstock, which I don't know what that is, but that's a kanji that exists. And you may be able to come up with an understanding just by knowing the radicals. So mainly what most of the time what happens with me that if I'm here and I'm seeing like the radicals of these kanjis at the top, I kind of know what it means based on how the radicals look. Like this is the radical for standing up, this is tatsu, but I don't know how to read it in kunyomi right there. So I think it's ryu. It's not ryu. It's ritsu. And then here, for example, let's say I don't know what that is, right? Which is kind of the case. What I can tell you is that the left side is the kanji for speaking or to say something. And so in my options underneath, I have West, read, I, and electricity. I know the kanji for electricity, so that's not the one. I know the kanji for I because it's one of the easiest one. And I know the kanji for West because that's another one. So that by like kind of elimination process, and this is probably read. And just to make sure, you can just tap on the card and say, well, that's either doku, toku, to, your me or your me. Therefore, I know how to read that character. I say, well, it's read. I'm right. I can move on. So that's the point. But yeah, I don't know. It's fun stuff. Um, I'm gonna ping you at some point. Dust. Don't worry about it. um, I don't have a single corner smoothing square core thing. Yeah, not a single one. They're all perfectly round stuff. But let me say that the Apple transition have a very slight squiggle happening, and it's not the continuous circle. So by default, they are smoothing squiggle things, but they are not the continuous circle squiggle thing that you were talking about. I know. But same thing here. Like it has just a slight amount. It's not like perfectly round, but it's not the style continuous that exist. It is a pain. I agree. I just don't understand how Apple is doing it. That is so different compared to the other way. Like, yeah. Jeroen, hi. Welcome back. How are you? How's your day going? I mean, a lib could be useful, to be honest. Have a good dip. Cool. Take care of yourself. Thanks a lot for the raid again. I appreciate it. But yeah, no, the squiggling things I tried, it kind of broke the app. Which is kind of sad. Yeah. Had my year YER complaining. Oh, years and review. God damn. Yep, thank you. I read that at the time you posted that message. My brain is out of the office for 2 years. I don't know what years and review is anymore. We used to have 2 of them. And yeah. It's just not good. Yeah. Now I know though. If you are a company that is looking to hire me, please get the fuck out before I say anything, and then I, I'm okay. You gone? Cool. In the previous company that did like the year's end review and the throughout the year reviews, because I started like kind of early and I was interested in the company and I wanted to be there and do things good, I kind of did good work in my day to day, and then they took that as a baseline. But I was kind of pushing it. And so the next year they were like, well, we're kind of disappointed because you did a bit less. It's like, yeah, I don't have that stamina anymore. So now I'm just giving you like 20%. And then if I need to push it up, I'm going to move to 40%. And then maybe, maybe on a day I'm gonna give like 80 to 100% on one day, and then you'd be surprised. But yeah. Ah, but it's been kind of weird, like the initial review. Danny, hi, welcome in. Good job on the confetti with my hand on top. Um, in the first year, I kind of was above expectation for most of the things, and then because they thought that this was my baseline, they said, well, this is then the expectation that we have for the next year, and then it was like at expectation, and then it was again uh, at and a tad under expectation, and it was at expectation because they had like the same thing, and I stayed there 6 years, so they had a time to accommodate, but still, like the last 2 years, which was basically COVID years, they were like, well, it feels like you are a freelancer that we hired and we see you when we need you. And I'm like, yeah, that's the goal. Like, you, I mean, we can't go out. That's the first thing. And then, why would I waste time when you don't need me and I have stuff to do? Do you want the app to go out, or do you just want me to have a beer with you? Because I I'm fine with having a beer and having the app coming out late, but you can't tell me that the app is coming out late after that. That's not. Yeah, I wish I was on the retainer. To be honest, would have been way easier for me to just clip it out. But yeah, um, cool. You're right. That is a good news. That is a good news indeed. 12 grams is pretty good. I mean, the load phase is 25 grams per day for a week, and then you go back to 5 grams a day. So, yeah, you're good. Don't worry about it. Um, what is K8S? Oh, Kubernetes. I don't know. I don't. I know the name. I don't know what it does. Yeah, I don't know shit. Yeah. I I tried the thing with Docker again today. No, yesterday. It kind of worked. I'm happy with it. It's broken. I'll see. But yeah. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Was what is it for? That's gonna be my question. Um, like, ah, isn't Docker the same thing? That's what my brain is telling me. Like Docker and Kubernetes are kind of the same thing, but Docker is kind of free or has a free tier, and um, Kubernetes is the upper tier. That's the thing. I guess. I don't know. I don't know enough. Um, yeah. And then Kubernetes is run the doc. I guess that's what you're gonna say. Like the entire doc. Yeah, I see. Well, hmm, I see. Well, I mean, if it works and if it does the job that it's supposed to do, it do it fine, and it's not a pain in the ass, which apparently it is, then we're good. But yeah, um, I see. And again, Denny, for creatine, I think you should test out the other creatines that are not powdered. Like if you have pills, use pills. Pills are usually the right amount in one pill or two pill, and you can just take one pill in the morning, one pill at midday, and you're good with that. Or you can take two at a time. Like it's easier. It doesn't taste like anything because it's pills, and you have the same effects. So, dang. Yeah. It's not like, I mean, technically for me, creating like, god damn it, creating like yes, it happened once. The base level, the white powder is kind of tasteless. It's just flowers, like flour. That's it. So good. And also, yes, um, the I can't flex. I don't have. I don't. There is no. There's no. There's no arm there. There's nothing. There's no flexing ever happening. But yeah, no, it's just taking creatine protein check is pretty good. I used to have like 2 grams in one of these, and because I had two of these per day, like it just tastes like nothing. If you take the tasteless one, and now I have the very chemical tasting one, which I like a lot. But you know, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say big ass arms, not in my point of view, but no definitions. Yes, no definitions at all. And creatine is kind of expensive if you go for brands. Like it's just a different thing. I don't have any bottle anymore, so I can't drink with you. I'm sad about it. I'm sad about it. Not gonna lie, I'm sad about it. But yeah, I'm starting to have side definition of my abs. You can't see it. I won't show you, and it depends on the lighting. But in the morning, I have like a bit of a thing, which is neat, fun. I had a thing for you though, Yorin. I had something for you that popped in my LinkedIn. No, that popped in my Pinterest earlier today. And it's fun, and I thought you may be interested in this creation. Like, yeah. And dust legs is the thing that is kind of weak on my side, as in it's lacking the beard. I know, and because of the issues that I had when I was in Japan, and then my leg like kind of gave up and I couldn't walk. Um, I'm kind of psychologically dampened or nerfed on my legs. I'm really scared There is a lot of psychological thing going on, and I don't train them enough, so I can't really stand for like 4 days. Um, like that's not a thing. I need to be seated. Um, the cat that just saw that. So I saw this, and because you said earlier in our discussions that you potentially thought about having your face as a character, I found that it is pretty cool. And also the recommendation that they have underneath are kind of the same vibes that I had with the semicolon and the slashes, but you could have a semicolon and a parenthesis instead. That's pretty good. There has been like a thing on TikTok a while ago now about people complaining about women saying that dad bods were something, and they were showing someone that had a dad bod, but people were like, that's not a dad bod, that's someone that worked out. And I'm like, yeah, that's a dad bod. It's someone that worked out for a long period of their lives and then they just stopped because they became a dad. So that's someone that took care of themselves in the beginning and then kind of stopped. So they have the strength and they have the power and the things, but now they don't have the time to work out as much. And so, no, that's beer guts. That's different. That's not a dad bod at all. That's a beer body. It's different. It's just the thing. I don't know. I cannot. Yeah, no, I can't. Can't do that. Anyways, so that being said, Yaron, that's basically what I saw with a lot of these teeny tiny things, but mainly these being made in like font-ish simple lines kind of was the idea, and then these ones as well kind of helped to have the concept. But yeah, I thought about it. If you want to be big, you do want to train legs. The thing is, the brace yourself. The reference body type that I have in my head as adapted to me in terms of my body composition, my body shape overall, is coming from a very specific place that is absolutely unrealistic. Unrealistic expectation forever. It's coming from a Japanese manga that is heavily oriented for adult consumptions. There is one motherfucker in one of these hentais that have the peak male physique that works with my body type. Except some other attributes that I don't have, but that's a different thing. I can't change that. But you know. No. I'm not tall enough. There's that. And then there's this guy on TikTok that is doing a ton of things. The thing is, Becky is a tad too much because it's not proportionate, at least for me, from my point of view. Like the initial, this one is okay, but it's still bubbly, man. It still bubbles. Like this is more, you know, and then that's just not. Like this one is fine. This one is more realistic. This one is closer, but it's still like bobbly. It's not. I wish I could find thing, um, because it's neat, but also the panel in question is not usable on Twitch, um, for reasons. Goku is the same. Goku is the same. It's a bit more realistic. Realistic. Um, but yeah, I guess. Kat, you know the name of that guy that has the glasses and the right smile and all the things? You know who I'm talking about? We haven't seen him in a while. Um, I mean, my feed has been like just Americans complaining, and I just want the names. I forgot the name. Back is not veins. Back he is scars, which is worse. I've seen him 2 days ago. He's Australian, which is good. No, I don't think you know the name, but I think you may have. I was about to say, I think you may have a pic of him in what I sent you from not so long ago, because he been popping in my feed, and now it's just Americans right there that are complaining. And I guess a search could help. Maybe. I doubt it. Yeah. I found him. So he got, to me, like kind of realistic-ish uh, body type, um, for me and for my kind of body comp as well. He is kind of big, but he do legs a lot, and he has good legs. So, dang. I need to do these Sissy Squad bitch ass thing, because goddamn, yeah, he's just Australian eating kangaroos every day. For real, yes. And he came from this, which is like really good already. Like as a like body comp and build over time is really good. So, you know, dang. Anyways. So dang. That is not exactly the same type. He has a bit too bobbly shoulders compared to what I kind of like, but also, if one day I reach that, which I'm not working hard enough to reach that, I'd be happy anyways. So, you know. Details of stuff. Yeah. Me too. Like that's the thing. I'm just going to the gym and be good. And that's good enough for me. That's very American of you. Like that is very American peak physique type things. Yeah, I for the sake of going to the gym, I'm gonna say that now. Most of you will probably not know what I'm talking about, but it's fine. The workouts are not making you lose fat. You may lose or burn 100 to 200 calories in a workout, and you burn the same amount by going on a walk for 30 minutes to an hour. So the workout is to build muscle definition, but it's not to lose weight. And the more muscle mass you have, the more calorie you consume during the day. Yes, 100%. But, you know. You can add the TVs later. Okay, that's not an option. But yeah, so if you go to the gym once a week, but you go on walks, that's pretty good. One of the easiest, I think some people said that one of the easiest thing to lose weight is to have a dog. Like you get a dog, and then you need to go on walks with the dog. And yeah, like that is the easiest thing. No. An hour is already a long time. I think going for like 15 to 30 minutes. It's pretty good. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I appreciate that. I will send you a message. Yeah, let's organize something for next week. Appreciate that. Cat as well. God damn it. So it's not the amount, it's the consistency that makes the thing different. I see. Have fun not streaming alone. That's an interesting thing. So if you are consistent in your walks, in your workouts, in your things, your body can adapt and knows that you will burn a certain amount of things. So it needs to use more like energy throughout the day because your new baseline of burning is higher. A 200 calories difference is a lot. So that is a thing. But one, like, the gym is not making you fitter. It's the consistency to go to the gym. The consistency of having an activity, whichever it is. If it's the gym, it's good. If it's like walking, it's good. If it's laughing for an hour, like if you like comedy and you love stand-up stages, you can go there and just have a laugh for an hour, and you will build abs stronger than any gym bros, just because you're laughing your ass off the whole time. And yeah, you can do that every week if you want. That works as well. So it's a good thing to know as well. And going to the gym, yes, could help with brain powers. Basically has low, not really, but like as active as you can be, will have blood flow working better for your brain. in a nutshell. That's not entirely true, but it's kind of true. So that's a thing to take into consideration as well. You know, it's a good thing. Sorry, that was weird. That thing weird. 10 to 15 minutes walk is usually enough. Denny. And an 8K step is not necessarily the recommended amount, but it's kind of fine. Recommended is 10 to 12. Are you gonna make it by the edge? No. Is it rigged? Let's see. Probably rigged. Ah, yeah, probably rigged. I could make it. No, I'm not making it. If I don't really have a specific ID for it, can I just do research, find what problem people need solved, and build an app around that? Yes, you can. However, it's going to be harder. If you don't see the need and the problem yourself, you will have a very hard time to understand the point of view of the people that have the need. So if I'm telling you that I don't know how to, let's stay on the gym topic. I don't know how to count my sets. I don't know how to organize a gym session, right? But I'm telling you that, and you're finding this as a pain point from someone that doesn't go to the gym. Your ability to figure out how to solve that problem will require you to have so much more research and so much more, like, basically becoming the target audience, that finding something in your current activity that is a problem and fixing that is going to be way faster. The amount of time that you would win or kind of gain from, oh, today I figured out that I'm gonna say something dumb. The port on the Magic Mouse is at the bottom, and it would be better if it was in the front. And you fix that. You build like a 3D printing housing that is paired with like a 90-degree angle charging cable, or you create like a charging port at the bottom that has an wireless charging coil that can just be integrated in the bottom of the Magic Mouse right here in between these two slots. Like that could work because you can just plug it here, have it stick to the bottom and still work. But just have that with a pad. Like, building these would be infinitely faster because you have the pain point and you know what it is and you know how to fix it because you thought about it for years. Whereas if tomorrow I'm telling you that you need to build something for the gym and you have never set foot in the gym, you're gonna have 6 months to a year of research to figure out how things work, to figure out like what is the pain point really, because maybe you had questioned like 5 people that have similar pain points, but then you questioned 5 more people that gave you something that is absolutely the opposite, so it doesn't work with what you had in mind in the first place. So that. So to answer the question, yes, you can. You can 100% just do research and find a pain point and fix that pain point. Yes. But it would be easier if it was happening in your day-to-day. So, first option, which is the best option, is you have the pain point, you know what it is, you kind of have like a bit of an idea of how to fix it, but it's a pain point that you have. First best option. Second best option is you have a habit, yourself. You don't see a pain point at all in what you're doing because you haven't encountered it for real. But in the environment of that habit that you're doing, other people have complained about something. And like, let's take me for example. Obviously, that's my stream. Take me for example. In my Japanese classes, we have some of the students that are remote students, so they can't really come to class every time, and they use the online portal, like online class website, to see the teacher through a camera, have their mic on, all that. The UI and the platform itself is buggy as fuck. It doesn't impact me because I live next to the school, so I basically just go there every time, and I have never used the online portal. But by proxy of seeing that kind of issue with all of the other classmates that needs to be on the online class, I could come up with like a website that replace the one that we're using at school, and then just propose it to my school and say, well, I built this because the current setup that you have is kind of shit. If you don't mind, let's implement this. That will cost you less because it's me, or you give me the course or the lessons for free. I don't have to pay it. You get the thing for free. I don't care. Finding a deal. But that is by proxy. So I don't have the issue, but I see enough people complaining about it to trigger something in me that say, well, you know what, I could create something out of this. That's option number 2. Option number 3 is the one that you have described, which is, I don't know what to build. Let me look around. And you will have everybody and their grandmother complaining about anything. And then you need to really focus on something that you think is the best option. And usually what you would do is your brain will go to, oh, this one is the best option, but this one is the most financially like sane option. Like, I could make a lot of money with that option, but I don't know anything about it. And you will have to learn for 4 months how it works. And then for 6 months after that, what's the issue is, and then start building something. And then maybe in the time that you had just learn about the issue, someone else built something and released it, and now all of your learning are useless because it's replaced. So these two, much better. This one, yeah. if that makes sense, you know. So yeah. So for that time when you said that you didn't know exactly what to like design things, I think it's for the previous job that you worked out, that you asked me how do I design that. Having like a good understanding probably took you more time than designing the thing at the end. Nipsey, I have an interview tomorrow. Got any tips for designing? HMS is what? I don't know what HMS is. Or maybe I do, but I don't know that 3 letters next to each other. Like, HMS in my head is home screen, so that makes no sense. Health management system. If it's for the user, it's mostly about symptoms and response. If it's for the doctors, it's about data and knowledge. So it's 2 different things. If it's health as in health. So if it's for hospital, it's gonna be about like data. You want to know like, what is this person has? What does this person has? What are they? Smile, welcome back. Welcome in. How have you been? What are the kind of symptoms? What are the metrics? What are the blood work? The data itself, because that will speak to a doctor. And yeah, you can take inspiration from, I know, it's gonna sound weird. Take a look at smart homes, like home automation dashboards. Things like this are pretty good to get a grasp of data at a glance, and just having that the number that I need to have, that's the data in the thermostat on my whatever. Like, it's pretty simple. It's a good reference. That sometimes it takes a lot of time to find the correct food and log it onto my fitness bar. Could easily solve it by going with Premium app, better UI, faster user flow, and at worst. There, but I keep exploring. The app stuff. Macro Factor is pretty good. It's paid, but Macro Factor is pretty good. If you don't know what it is. We talked about it before. It's basically what you're talking about. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best. The main reason is it's kind of sad for me that you need this. Like, you need to pay to have access to it. I don't like that. The other one is Lifesum. Lifesum will be forever for me. Good. Mainly because they have changed the design again, and the app is really clean. I like it a lot. It has a free tier, which doesn't give you much stuff, but it gives you enough to know how much you ate for the day and all that. If you are in Europe, or if you go in Canada, you would have access to this. This is one of the reasons why I bought it multiple times. They have a barcode scanner, so you can just scan the thing. It knows exactly what it is. It has the entire like dictionary of foods and pre-made stuff. And then you can just scan it. It knows the macros. You can add it to your meal. You can add a certain amount of grams or kilos if you eat things in the kilos. That is a lot. But dang. So that's one of the reasons. And I do like it overall. It is in the... I can't see the price. We used to have price somewhere, and now I don't see where it is. I think yeah. The premium is not disclosed. The premium is $8 a month, which is more expensive than Macro Factor. But again, they have like a free tier, and the free tier is giving you more stuff. Like, if you have the scan stuff, you are pretty good. So I do like most of it. So Lifeson does work. I used it in Friends for a long time, and bitch. Sorry. I wish I could enter the thing. Yeah, no. Hi, welcome in. How are you? So, I think I should do that. That would be much faster for me to just give you a tool, you know. Um, so I can just do that, right? I have the app, it's there, and today, let's say for breakfast, I had C4, right? I have a C4, and it was a Stardust candy. So I add that, cool, done. I'm done for my morning. And then for lunch, I had the the mini pizza from Franprix, which is downstairs. And then after that, for dinner, I had a slice of ham. I'm giving you wrong stuff. But I had a slice of ham. This is one. The first one is one slice, so I'm just adding this, and then I'm done. And so that's my whole day of eating. I know that I have eight. This is wrong data, but I know that I've ate a certain amount of calories, and I have side by side time. What going on? I have 1,241 calories left on my day, and that you have the stats with the regular like carbs, protein and fat right there, but that's it. Like that's all you get. You don't get much more than that, and that's the free tier. I used to go for the yearly tier because it's easier. So that's a good thing. And then the other thing that I kind of like about it is the program section. If you know what type of diet you want to follow, you can just select one, and then in there you will have like recipes and things to be inspired by, or stuff to cook, create, make. And there's plenty of that. So, but that's mostly like all the plan are mostly for the paid tier. But you can just have a bit of a peek of what are these recipe in there, for example. Maybe like that, maybe like this one more, but just gives you a bit of an idea of what you can do to follow that specific diet, if that's the thing that you like. But yeah, that's the thing. That's why I kind of like it, other than the fact that it looks good. It's a designer app. That's the reason. That's the main reason. And I don't have like anything to kind of scan. I guess this is kind of wrong, but if I do data scan, can do that. So this is absolutely wrong, but now I have this thing. It was not working. It's not something that I recognize. I can connect the barcode to a food that I know, so I can look for, I don't know, a pizza, something, and I find maybe in that thing someone has already added the food that I was scanning, but they changed the barcode, or that barcode specifically is for France, but it exists in Italy under a different name, and I can just use that. So, you know, yeah. UK is also another thing, but that's not the main goal for Dania right now. It's mostly for macros than for content. You can. You can make money from a completely free tier app by having ads on the app, but yeah. But Yuka is really good as well. Uh, Yuka is a nice app to know what's the composition of things are, or what the thing that you're using, as in cream or like lipstick, um, food, skincare, all that. It could be really good, but it's also not the goal for Denny right now. Not for that. So yeah, but that's the idea. That's Livesum. I do like them mainly for the scan option, and I bought it again when I went back to Japan, and sadly, the Japan market doesn't really have it. So all of my scanning ability was kind of lost, which is really bad. But yeah, I'm looking for a nap or other things that are in the omniscient corporate design and feel of something like the game's portal control. I don't think I know what omniscient corporate is. Like this? I don't think that's it. Not really. I'm saying not really like this. I don't know any, really. But the first thing that just came in my head is ChatGPT is going to be kind of working with the same um, concept, as in it has the omniscience and we know everything, we can chat with everything, we can have as many interactions that we want because we know everything and it's fine. And then the portal game-ish UI is going to give you something that is mostly cyber and tech related. So in the current realm of things, um, I hate Cosmos, but yes, Cosmos is a thing. I don't hate it. I don't understand the appeal. But shit like this is gonna be kind of the vibe. It's kind of the vibe of now, to be honest. But also, I have another one that I saved not so long ago. Shit like that. Or tell me I didn't. Oh. Obviously, when I'm talking about something, it's just not there, you know. Every fucking time. Every fucking time. Um, yeah, obviously it's not there. God damn. I know I liked it I like the thing. That is for sure. And I like the thing in like fonts for me. So it should be there. It's the new one. Is it that? No, it's not that. Why is my brain like this? Why is the thing not working? It's supposed to say one more. The thing is, the one more in question is not, well, apparently not working. Copy. Well, not there. Anyways, shit like this could work as omniscient. Like we've the vibe for this is we are brand new with the 2024 thing and all of that, but the entirety of that design language and branding is kind of old. This is kind of old VHS vibes. So the idea of this is we have been here for decades, even though the company just started. So it give the idea and the comfort of familiarity. It's been here for a while, and that yeah, it feels natural. It feels old. It feels installed. Like it has been here, but it's not. So that's one of the vibes that when you said omniscient, that's one of the vibes that I had in mind. And then this is part of these kind of things. This is more tech than previous tech, but it's still tech. And then you have this, which is the mix of both, which takes a bit of a Japanese cyber from 2010. So it's not that old, but still older than now, which is interesting. And that's roughly it. What? Yeah, that's kind of what I have in mind. Like that. So even more random, I understand full sentence in anime for the first time, and it felt great. Good job. That is good news. Yeah, that is a good news. But yeah, that vibe is really popping off right now with the we are human vibe. I don't know if you have that feel already, but these are not AI generated stuff, or they have such a retro slash old vibe that an AI wouldn't be able to come up with that aesthetic on its own. So it gives you that natural organic feel with the combination of two fonts. And so that is kind of the vibe of this. We've been here for decades, but we are brand new type of thing. So that is something. I don't know where the fuck did I see so these, which pisses me off. Because I feel like these fonts, like these, I've seen them not so long ago. Oh, we need to talk about that. That's true. There is that. There is also God, that's not gonna work. But shit like this, I've talked about that last week, is coming back, or at least it's coming back a lot in my feed, because I have a lot of Japanese related stuff in my feed. These are coming back, so that's interesting. The vibe here is extremely friendly, and so for something that is omniscient, you kind of want something that is extremely friendly. It's the same thing as, goddamn, what's that cartoon? Shit. It's not Danny Phantom. Is it Danny Phantom? No, it's the other one. I forgot. It's not Rocket Power. Oh, sorry, Lux. Hi, more calling. It's not this one, but it's the like the other one from these. I think it's Fairly Odd Parents. Yes, that. The vibe of the entire show is really friendly, really cartoony, really cool, really kids friendly. And then you watch it as an adult, and there is a ton of things that you understand differently. There is a ton of sub meanings. There is a ton of critiques of the society that they have been building this. And so with all of that in mind, like the vibe is really friendly, really fun, really kids friendly, and dang, it's kind of the thing that I had in mind based on these. Like having a logo like this would kind of separate it as we know everything, but we are friendly, don't worry about it. You know, that kind of vibe. But still, I can't find the thing that I was talking about. Ah! Sorry, best content. That guy, best content forever. I said something earlier. I said we need to talk about this. And this is or was not that. Oh yeah, that. So look at it. Okay, you looked at it. Cool. I'm gonna read it. My task was to create a simple and intuitive app that works with diverse quiz themes. I saw it the first time, and my immediate thought was, then you failed beautifully. It is neither simple nor intuitive at all. It is cluttered, crowded, overwhelming, and beautifully made and well animated. But you failed beautifully at your task of creating something simple and intuitive. It's just a great design, but it's just not simple. It's not intuitive. Have a good rest of your day, Denny. Take care of yourself. See you soon. Like, it's really good. It is. But if you just said, my task was to create an animated and fun app that worked with diverse quizzes themes, my first thought would have been, You nailed it. It's perfect. It's exactly what you were asked to do. But you tell me that you were asked to do something simple and you create this? Boy, are you wrong. This is not simple. Not in the slightest. It's a good looking app though, but god dang. Still like it. But god dang. Anyways. These things are coming back, but also I'm reading the Japanese stuff, so dang, it's coming back slowly, but it is coming back a ton. But that's about it for the we know everything and kind of omniscient vibes. I feel like a minimalistic vibe could work, as well as a really happy three friends vibes, um, like you know, shit like this, really friendly, really fun, really kids friendly, could be something that is really eerie, omniscient. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but something is going on. You know, like dang, that type of vibe. Um, yeah, it is. Like if you look at it and you don't know, like if you are a parent today and you have never heard of that, and you see these for the first time, you're like, yeah, of course. I'm gonna let my kid watch this. Of course. And then they are traumatized for years. Or I'm gonna check if I can. I have doubts. But um, same thing. Same thing. I can't really scroll in any direction. If you don't know this, just Google it. But same thing. If you don't know what it is, and you have your parents in the room, don't do that. But that's the same vibe. You look at it, you're like, oh, that's a very kids-friendly thing. It's just porn the entire time, and obviously it's French. And I have the hard-boiled look of an old godly mystic entity, but want to create family and relatable vibes on it. Then the vibe that you want is basically Dune. It's the new Dune or Foundation kind of vibes. TV show rise. Maybe Star Trek inspired. If you look at Star Trek UI or Oblivion UI, could be pretty good references. Like most of these things might be more aligned with what you want to have. These obviously are the HUD and the heads-up displays and all of the generation of things, but the vibe of that with the dot metrics in the background because we are on the grid. That might be better. So I guess with that previous description, Dune would be much like um, much more aligned, as in um, mm, I'm debating right now, looking for arcane illustration. If you don't know, I don't want to spoil anything. I mean, it's been out for a while, but still, you know that. But yeah, shit like this might be an option, not in the font, mostly in the fioritures, the thing that you have all around, like these selectors, these blocks of stuff could be more aligned with what you want. Um, Maybe shit like this. I love this one. Been loving this one for a long time. It's really good. It gave me a lot of inspiration for a lot of things, and it's neat. It's simple. So I mean, you're gonna go into sacred geometry with that. Like that. Like Cybertech and Cybertech is kind of different, but I doubt Cybertech is gonna be available. But you kind of want something like this, right? That's gonna be the vibe. It's a tech wide Illuminati thing, which is why I feel like that and I'm gonna try to check that. Shit like this. Right? Like I can't zoom in more, but like that whole cosmic entity shit, right? Probably. Um could be good. So I guess mixing sacred geometry with some sort of a that pisses me off that that's the idea, but it works. Yes. Ancient gods, like kind of a mix of NASA, sacred geometry, um Moon Knight. Ish. Thing because of the divinity and like the Egyptian gods could. give you a bit of that vibe that is omnipotent, omniscient kind of thing, like surveilling from above, could be a thing. Um, what else we have? I guess this is good. It depends. What is it for? Because right now I haven't asked this. I should have. I didn't. My bad. What is it for? Yeah, that doesn't work. Either I'm looking at other things. Oh, interesting. So you want to go with that? You want to keep the cube? Because if you want to keep the cube, that sacred geometry is going to be pretty good. It's really fun because your first question, my first thought was, well, it's going to be obsidian, right? But I kind of scrapped it. I said, well, we shouldn't look for that. And then went into different discussion, and now I'm asking for what it is, and I was right in the first place, which is good. But yeah, if you want to keep the cube, you would be able to have sacred geometry pretty simply. And then I mean, cosmic entity are going to be pretty good. Um, overall, I'm checking. I know that I have a very specific illustrator. Cool. I'm gonna check that in a second. Like, look at that. Look at how cool that is. No, not that. There is a very specific illustrator. It's been a while since I think I liked one of their posts. A while being like 2 days. So I'm probably gonna find one, but it's they have like that really simplistic illustration style that would kind of match, I think, with the description that you had. And obviously, as always, when I'm looking for the thing, I can't find the thing. Ah! This makes no sense. Ah. It's a hand-drawn, ball pen kind of illustration, minimalistic amount of colors, no fioritures that much. I talked about them in the past. You probably saw them in my feed. It's supposed to be right there. It's not. Not that one, but you know. Come on, Twitter. Give me the thing. Give me the thing. I kind of like most of their posts because it's good every time. And obviously, when I'm looking for them, I can't find them. This one was really omniscient, though. Dang. That's not the vibe we are looking for. Ah. Oh. Morton, hi. Welcome on in. How have you been? These ones. I wish I had like a a fast search thing, they do have like a very, very good art style. I talked about it before. They use ballpen, black, really minimalistic lines and colors where it matters to them specifically, and so they have like these amount of extremely simple relationship with the lines and the colors. So these are pretty cool for me. I love that, and I there is that feeling that I associated with what you said earlier with the omniscient. Yet I don't know if everything is going to be fine, but everything is going to be fine anyways because I know that they will succeed. So that has been really, really cool for me, at least in seeing their creations. Like that is like really, really cool. So yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, so if we want to go this way, you want to go isocone? Maybe? For your content? You know, similar kind of vibes. You know, see them from the top if you want to have the same vibe as Node. You can also have them like kind of sharper or not filled, whatever. There is a Figma plugin for that. It's pretty good. It's free, which we like. But your Node is good. I agree. Fuck me. That brings me into something else now. There is this... Some of the first holographic UI from 2012 that would work for you. It's not computer futures, but it could be computer future. Oh. I'm finding it. It is. It was great. That's the thing. I doubt. Oh, it's one of these cuts. It's wild how my brain works. I see the video in my head. I know exactly what they did. I know how it's looking. I know the boldness of the lines of the circular UI that they have built in some places. I don't know the name. I know how it looks. I think it was either a Swedish or a German, not company, but like a group of like 3 to 5 people that decided to build something. They had this kind of idea of creating, you probably have seen that, a video projector from the top on to sand that is like matching topography of the sand, like it had LiDAR-ish, like infrared cameras to check the, you remember that thing? This one is one of their projects from that era, and this is like 2010, 2012, maybe even before that. But that's the vibe. But I feel like this is gonna be kind of the same idea or similar thing. I know I have them. Oh, that's cute as fuck. Sorry. Oh. That's cute. One thing that I will give you as Piccolo, hi, welcome in. You arrived near the end of the stream, but welcome back. How are you? How's your day going? You're going to sleep? Cool. I'm going to sleep soon too. The first recommendation, pre-select yearly. Like monthly is the optional thing. You pre-select yearly by default so that people see the lower price. And then if they go there, they see a higher price. Therefore, they will most likely buy yearly. And then the other thing that I'm seeing is this. That is... no. It looks weird. I would take that amount to offset, like basically align the login to this. すみなさい。よく送ってください。That's that. Yeah, that's correct. That is correct. Good job. But yeah. Yearly, personal, makes more sense. I do have Japanese subs right now when I'm watching anime. So, yeah, I believe in you. See, this is good. This is the good amount of standing out. On the other side, it's a bit tight. Like, this is good. This makes more sense. So maybe it's just the content here. These cards needs to be a tad in. By not much, but a tad in. Yeah. This is cool. This is cool. This is really cute. Yeah, it's not... like, it's good in any other places, but just the bottom one is kind of weird. Did you... You didn't. I saw the zoom going in. Going in. But you know that I like the changes. I feel like the background might be a tad too much in terms of visual noise. Like it's a lot. It gives you a ton of like details and texture. I get that, but it might be a tad much, and that might mean doing something like cron again. I mean, we use cron every time, but really, really, really subtle with a gradient at the bottom or at the top. I feel like these are 1 pixel line or 1.5 pixel line, whereas yours kind of look like it's a 2 pixel line of width, and maybe like just having it a tad smaller, a tad thinner might work. Or just maybe just making it like less opaque. Like if it has currently a 24% opacity, you make it 16. If it has 16, maybe you make it 8. Just to see if having it like more subtle as a hint could be good. The thing that I would be saying, which I'm about to say, is overall the logo is an hexagonal shape, but the background is a wave. It kinda isn't related. I understand that you might not want to have like an hexagonal background to force the hexagon on everything, but it might be better to have something that makes more sense with the whole like ID. So if you go sacred geometry for the design itself, maybe hexagonal background, subtle lines might work a tad better. I don't know. Maybe. I see. Well, therefore, maybe it's good to keep. I don't know. I feel like it could. Can I find the thing? Look at that shit. Look at that. Sorry. Isn't it so cool? And his or her creation, their creations, their illustration, every time, to me, is the perfect representation of every time I'm saying use colors for attention, not for decoration. You want the user to focus on the thing that is the most important, and every time in everything that they have created, the hint of color is always that thing that you want the user to focus on. The rest might be just decoration, and when you focus on the details in the background, the details in the costumes, you see other things, but you want to see this first. And it's really impressive, like what they achieved. So, you know, shit like that. So cool. Anyways. Dang. Oh, golly, brain. So yeah, that might work. might work. Speaking of, you're welcome. That's why we're here. We're learning on Mondays. I am sending you to someone who's playing Portal. Because you were talking about Portal, so that makes sense. Anyways, as always, the VOD is going to be on YouTube. The Discord is open if you have questions and are not live. That's always the thing. The socials are available. I should really update these links. There is a plenty of things that have changed. And then I shall be back on Wednesday, as always, at 6:30 Paris time. And yeah, that's about it. If you want to learn Japanese, I would highly recommend you to use Can, which is the best app to learn vocabulary you care about, as always. And then if you want like a UI kit, Mom is the best one as well, because I created it. Not biased. And yeah, who won? Who won? It seems, Yan, you won, but that's kind of wrong because you didn't send 3,300 messages in chain. That's not what happened. So, yeah, I guess there is a bit of a reset happened. It seems there is a reset when we have a raid. That's the trigger. I'm gonna check that. Yeah.